Well, Pep Guardiola has greenlighted Cancelo's transfer out of Man City to Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. It's the Arsenal News Show again, third video of the day. Hope you guys are really having a wonderful evening. Today, Man City have been crowned as the champions of the Premier League season 2022-2023, and they have gone ahead to beat Chelsea by 1-0, right? And if at all they had not even won, they would have gone ahead to lift the title, because the loss that Arsenal got yesterday against Nottingham Forest had given them a go-ahead to be crowned champions of the Premier League season. Smash the like button, comment and share, and let's see close to 300 likes smash on this video, because I know Arsenal fans always want to hear such stories coming in from Man City with players being referred to their club. Now, Albert Lokonga is another one that Arsenal might find selling this summer transfer window, as his former manager at Anderlecht is into the Premier League and fancies him a lot, and is the one who referred him to. Oh, it's not all about that. We are talking about Balogun. You know, I'm having a lot. I think that of Lokonga, it's going to be done, I think, later, like 3-4 hours from now. But you're going to do Balogun, as David Hostin confirms to us that Balogun is up for sale amid him going ahead to score his 20th goal of the season, 21 years of age, in the League One. He has found himself in a position of not being attractive to Mikel Arteta, and Mikel Arteta might use his form to sell him and obviously gather some good amount of money, close to £50 million. Mikel Arteta has responded to pundits that have gone ahead and really said that Arsenal bottled the trophy. That's it. I've liked that, and I said I need to come in here and really throw it into the eyes of the viewers of Rokani Media Football, and I have their say about what Arteta has gone ahead to say. Now, let's dive deep into this story coming in from Moloch Mirror. He's a chief football writer for the Sunday Mirror, and he has told us that Pep Guardiola has told Man City that he will not contemplate allowing João Cancelo to return to the club after he caused dressing unrest over a lack of playing time. Now, when you look at Mikel Arteta, when you look at Pep Guardiola, he's a man of his own word. You know, the way João Cancelo was sent on loan to Bayern Munich shocked everyone. But before all that, we had gotten stories that João Cancelo just had a quarrel with Pep Guardiola on the training ground, because ever since the World Cup came to an end and they were knocked out and returned back to Man City, he found when he couldn't start in most of the games, Rico Lewis was played as the right back and Nathan Ake was being played as the left back. That never went well down the memory lane of João Cancelo, and João Cancelo had to really attack Pep Guardiola and ask him, why aren't you playing me in these games? And guess what? Pep told him, I'm the manager, and they had a bust out at the training session. But when that story came in through and Pep Guardiola was asked about his bust up with João Cancelo on the training ground, he said he's in good books with João Cancelo. But a week later, after him saying that he's in the good books with Cancelo, he just found himself loaning him to Bayern Munich with a non-mandatory clause of 70 million euros, meaning that that was the end of João Cancelo's journey at Man City. And right now, Pep Guardiola has told the board, I don't need João Cancelo here. And one thing that Man City is going to hate to do very many times is all about taming the ego and player power. They've gone ahead to tame it in very many aspects of their successes they're going ahead to achieve. Now, Arsenal is a team that really wants to sign João Cancelo, and they are willing to cough close to £60 million to deliver João Cancelo to Arsenal. We all know the reason as to why Arsenal wants João Cancelo, 28 years of age. João Cancelo can play as a left back and can play as a right back too. So Arsenal would have gone ahead to beat two birds with one stone, because when you let Kientieni go and leave Arsenal, or because all of us we know that he's going to leave, because even yesterday he never started, yet Zinchenko was all injured, and he played Jakub Kiwior onto the left back of Arsenal, and you get in a player known as João Cancelo, you know that you are not going to go in and really hurry to get in a left back, because João Cancelo can play as a right back and he can play as a left back. So that is a beauty that Arsenal is really having in João Cancelo. 28 years of age, proven, he's a winner, you know, he knows how to win. And lastly, he's a player that has the experience that Arsenal lacked in such games. This man has goals in him, you know. He can score a minimum of 10 goals a season and put up like 8 assists a season. So if at all you're having a left back or a right back who can really get you close to 20 goal involvements, I think if at all you add that to what the forwards of Arsenal have gone ahead to score, I think that takes Arsenal to the next level, because the creativity will always increase, as João Cancelo is a very good player in the final third, and Arsenal lacks that cutting edge from its fullbacks. However much Zinchenko is good, but how many assists of Zinchenko do you remember this season? You know, I think Ben White had like a couple. So we need to Arsenal needs to get in João Cancelo, and it looks like the chance is there for him to sign for City. And why have I told you that it has green-lighted this transfer to Arsenal? One, Bayern Munich are having 2 right backs, and João Cancelo is the third. They are not willing to sign a third right back at £60 million. Barcelona is still having its own problems, and its priority signing is going to be a central defensive midfielder and a centre forward, meaning that the right back will come in later. But can they pay £60 million to Man City? That's an argument for another day. But according to me, I don't see them really going to their pockets to pay that amount of money, because they're having financial constrictions. The return of Messi to Barcelona, if at all it's made possible, is going to really drain them to the ground and leave their empties and leave their pockets empty. Ruben Neves wants to go to Barcelona, but they cannot even pay that amount of money, close to £40 million, to land that Neves deal for him to go on and play for side of Barcelona. Then Real Madrid is another one. I think it's the only competitor that can come in and obviously get in João Cancelo, but I believe Arsenal are really having an edge in this deal. However much Man City don't want to sell their players again to Arsenal, they have nothing to do, because no team will get them the amount of money that they require other than Arsenal. And I know Arsenal, after getting the deal of Declan Rice out of the way, the next deal they are going to attack hard is going to be that of João Cancelo, because he is a player that Mikel Arteta needs, and he knows how he's going to handle him. I know there are fears and threats of him being that kind of player who is really indisciplined and can bring what we call unrest into the dressing room. But when you look at João Cancelo and the people is going to be competing with at Arsenal, no one can bench João Cancelo in the right back of Arsenal. No one can bench him. Even if he's being played on the left back, no one is going to bench him in that position when he is really fit. So I think the fears of unrest being caused by João Cancelo over lack of enough playing time, I think at Arsenal they won't happen, because he will be a variable and will be playing game in, game out. And he's not an injury-prone player. That's why I believe Arsenal would have gotten themselves a very perfect player to get their job done and dusted in that period of time. So, as it stands, Pep Guardiola has green-lighted João Cancelo's transfer to Arsenal. He doesn't even want him to return to Man City for the preseason. That's it. He wants his deal to be done and dusted before the preseason. Most of the teams are really going to start their preseasons around 5th July. So Arsenal might capitalize onto those days from 1st of June to the 4th of July to see to it that they really get João Cancelo into their team. And it remains in the question of City. Will they allow to sell another player to Arsenal? That is something that you're going to be on anticipating, and it's going to be a very huge story that people are really going to be giving an eye in the transfer window, because João Cancelo is a big name, talented, and every team would love to be having a João Cancelo into their squad. So let's wait and see how that's going to pan out between Arsenal, Man City, as Pep Guardiola has gone ahead and told the board of City that he won't even think about bringing João Cancelo back at City, meaning that if at all he won't even think, he has already gone ahead to make a decision on João Cancelo, because Rico Lewis is here, Kyle Walker is there. Nathan Aka's gonna hate to play good as a left back for Man City, but Man City are going in for Kieran Tierney. They want Kieran Tierney, and that's another boost that can get this deal out of the way. Arsenal can give Kieran Tierney to Man City, and City can give them Cancelo. That will be good business for both sides, and I think excitement will be expected on both avenues. So after that, David Austin talking to Rio Ferdinand YouTube channel, UK5, has gone ahead and really confirmed to us that Balogun is expected to be sold. Nketiah not so long ago got a new contract, so you suspect they will continue with him and Jesus. I don't hear big suggestions that they are going to bring in a striker. I think they are focused on other positions. So every Arsenal fan who has been outside there trying to think that Arsenal is going to bring in a striker, that will be a deal that if at all it will be done lastly after Arsenal land in other players. David Austin is telling us that even Balogun, who was gonna hate to score, I think he scored his 20th goal today, not it? Today Balogun was playing for Reims and he went ahead and really scored his 20th goal of the season and has played 35 games, 2 assists, meaning that with that output Arsenal are going to get a lot of money out of this guy. And to me, if at all I'm Arsenal, when I'm having Jesus, Trossard and Gabriel Jesus, I think those are really great players that can really get you the goals you want. You know, you can easily go ahead and really sell the player of a caliber of Balogun and get in like 40 or 50 million pounds and use it to reinforce the remaining positions of your squad. Troops, Arsenal fans, Troops has gone ahead and really put out a tweet that he respects Jesus, but he's not that kind of centre forward that can get them 15 to 20 goals. And I don't really believe that the reason that really failed Arsenal to win that trophy has been goals. So he expected Jesus to go on and defend for Arsenal. Jesus scored in the game of Liverpool, to give Arsenal a two goal lead, and Arsenal bottled it. They failed to defend. In the game of West Ham, Jesus scored the second goal for Arsenal, and I think he scored the first goal for Arsenal and Odegaard scored the second one. Arsenal failed to defend. So Jesus has scored 10 goals this season and he spent 3 months not playing. 5 goals away from equaling 15 goals. That is something small. He would have gone ahead to hit that number if at all he never really found himself injured for that long period of time. But compensate the 5 goals you're asking in him for with the 5 assists has gone ahead to put up for the team of Arsenal. So it shows you that he has played close to 25 games and he has found himself in a position of really scoring 10 and putting up 5 assists. And I think if he never found himself injured, would have gone ahead to put on a lot onto the table of Arsenal as far as goals are really concerned. And secondly, does Arsenal quit enough for their number 9? Even if you get in a Haaland and put him in the Arsenal side, he won't score 35 goals. He's going to have to score for Man City in the Premier League season because Arsenal doesn't create more for the number 9. Look at City. They can create 7 chances for their number 9 in a full 90 game, in a full 90-minute game. So how many have you given to Jesus? So I believe the problem of Arsenal is not goals because Arsenal has gone ahead to score. Even if Arsenal lost to Bournemouth and lost to Nottingham Forest, if at all they had collected, maximum points from the game of Liverpool, West Ham, and Southampton, Arsenal would have found themselves in a position of having 87 points with 1 game to go. That's it. City wouldn't have been champions today if at all Arsenal had gone ahead to really win those 2 games, those 3 games. You know, they would have been having 87 points, 1 point behind City, and more pressure would have been piled onto that team. So I think it's all about Arsenal to work onto their defensive side. The offensive side of Arsenal is okay. Arsenal's going to hate to score its goals, you know. So Arsenal needs to reinforce its midfield and reinforce its central defense to see to it that when they are playing against other teams that really have broad squads, they really go ahead and not get affected by the injuries they've gone ahead to really receive this season. So that's why I don't agree with the troops, and I think it's good for Arsenal to sell foreign Balogun to teams, because 40 million pounds, 50 million pounds can be given to these people. Because if Jonathan David, who is playing in the same league, has been scoring 20 goals and is being valued at 60 million pounds, why not get 50 million pounds from foreign Balogun, who is just 21 years of age? That's it. With the likes of Goncalo Ramos going in for 100 million pounds, you know, in the same age bracket like Ferran Balogun, yet the French League One is highly rated more than the Premier La Liga of Portugal. So I think it's high time Arsenal sold Balogun and reinforced other positions, and David Austin has gone ahead to confirm to us that Arsenal is looking to sell Balogun. Now, Steve K has quoted Mikel Arteta. One of his quotes that he said after the loss yesterday against Nottingham Forest, he said the following, that the same people that think we are going to finish 6th, 7th are the same that are saying that finishing 2nd is a failure. And whoever is saying that Arsenal finishing 2nd is a failure, this game is not meant for you. Football is not meant for you. I understand Arsenal never won the trophy. They broke hearts of many, but Arsenal have punched above their weight. If Arsenal finished 4th this season, no Arsenal fan would have gone ahead to really slate them. So I really back Mikel Arteta that they punched above their weight. Their main target was to qualify for the Champions League, and they hit 2 stones. They hit 2 birds with 1 stone. They qualified for the Champions League and they were into the Premier League title race. So let's wait and see how that's going to pan out in the coming days and hours, because lots of things are really going to be panning out from people who really thought that Arsenal bottled it or not. So guys, your thoughts on to Pep Guardiola greenlighting Cancelo's transfer to Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. Then what do you think about Arsenal selling Balogun? Would you keep Balogun, or you sell him and you get in like 40-50 million pounds and you reinforce other positions that Arsenal need to reinforce in the summer? And lastly, do you agree with Mikel Arteta that the same people who went ahead and really say that Arsenal will finish 6th or 7th are calling it a failure for them to finish 2nd? Is it a failure or it's a huge success? I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Rokani David is my name. I'm out.